In this video, we'll talk about how to find books and articles for your annotated bibliography in UNV101. I'm Dawn Emsalem, Director of Library Services, and if you have any questions after this presentation, you can find my email address by Googling Dawn Salve Library. So today what we're going to talk about is the library's article database search and book catalog. We're going to practice using the databases and catalog to find books and articles on your athlete for your annotated bibliography. So the first thing to do is to read your assignment. So we know that the books and articles you find need to give you information to answer who your athlete is, what they accomplished athletically, and why they're an important figure in American history. So we're going to be looking for articles that specifically, and books that specifically answer these questions. The other thing in your assignment is that your professor would like you to find a website, which we discussed last class, a popular article, and a scholarly article or a book. So to find these articles and books, we're going to use the library catalog for books and EBSCO, our article database, for scholarly and popular articles. So let's jump right in to the library's homepage, which you can find by Googling Salve Library. To start with, we'll start to look for books, and why don't we're using this book tab right here on the library's homepage, and we'll try Serena Williams. So the first thing that we see is that we have 1,500 results, and when we look down, we see that we do have print books, which you can find by checking in at the library's information or circulation desk, and we can show you how to use the library's call number to find the book on the shelf. You could also limit your search to ebooks by going down on the left-hand side under the Format tab and clicking on ebook. Now we have significantly fewer results, and we can try this first book, even though it doesn't mention Serena Williams, to see what happens. So let's click on this. This is, we have several different vendors. This is our ProQuest ebook catalog. And if we click on Read Online right here on the left-hand side, this brings us into the actual book. There's a few ways you can find out where Serena Williams shows up. You might click on these chapter arrows here to see what's in each chapter. And since we don't right off the bat see Serena Williams, what we can do is search within the book. That's a nice feature of ebooks, is that you can do a word search within the book. This shows us that Serena Williams shows up quite a bit in Chapter 4, Race, Sport, and Celebrity Culture. And if after we've done this search, we click that little down arrow, it will show us where Serena Williams shows up and take us right to the chapter. And if you scroll down within the book, you can see the name that you searched highlighted. And it seems that she shows up quite a bit, so it might be worth reading this entire chapter. We go back to our catalog, we can scroll down, and let's try this ebook right here. So if we click on this, it takes us into our EBSCO ebook. These all look different, but they do have similar functionality. So again, on the side, we can click the little down arrows and see where Serena Williams shows up. And you can click on the chapter and read a bit more about your athlete. And then you can also search within by clicking up here on this Search Within button and typing in your athlete's name. If you click on where it shows up, it will take you to that page. Let's try one more ebook. We'll try this one. And if we click again on View Ebook, this takes us into our JSTOR ebook. So we either have ProQuest, eBook Central, EBSCO, or JSTOR ebooks. So these are all the different types of ebook interfaces you'll see. Now here, we're not seeing, we could read the PDF of the table of contents, and then there is a description of what's in each chapter. But if we wanted to see where Serena Williams might show up in this book, what you can do is click in this Search JSTOR box and then click this down arrow right here and change it from all content in JSTOR to in this book. And then we can type in Serena Williams. And then we can see where Serena Williams shows up in this book. And this is a book chapter, and we can download this PDF and see more about Serena Williams. Now, if we go back to the library's homepage, we can also search for articles on our athlete. So click on the article box, and you can click on, try an author such as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Searching within the article tab again for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And what we find is 2,000 results. So there's a way that we can narrow that down. We do see here that there is a lot of books. There's one that's right here about race and religion that looks hopeful. And we may want to add another word to our search, such as race. Now, as you see there, when we started to type, we saw that there's racism, race, racial discrimination, and we do want to capture all of those. So one way to do this is to type what librarians call a wildcard after the first 3 letters where the words start to change. And so if we do that, that will give us all of any kind of letters that might come after our AC, like racial, racism, race. And then this, we do our search, and this takes our numbers of results down quite a bit. And the other thing we can do is we see here, if it doesn't say full text PDF, it says that it might not be in the database, this article. So the other thing we can do is say that we only want to see articles that are full text. Click on that on the side here. And this is going to take our numbers of results down a bit more. And now we can scroll through and see another handy thing that EBSCO does, because you need to find a popular article and a scholarly article, is that it tells you if it's a periodical, that means it's popular. And let's see if we see any academic articles. Here's an academic journal. So this is an article that is supposedly about, it must have something to do with race or racism, and it's also an academic. Now we see a lot of popular articles. If we wanted to see only the scholarly or peer-reviewed articles, we would click on that over here, scholarly, peer-reviewed, and then we see the 3 articles that are academic. Now let's say we wanted to actually see this article. We can click on PDF full text to see the article. And we can download the PDF up here. And all the way on the side here, where you see this little yellow rectangle, you can click on that and it will give you the citation. So you can choose your APA or your MLA citation. And you can copy and paste that. So this also works for ebooks in EBSCO, and the citation is also available in JSTOR, and by clicking on that cite button, And in ProQuest, there is the little quotes where you can get your citations. So you're able to get your citations for articles in EBSCO by clicking on that little rectangle, and in each of these other databases for ebooks by clicking on Cite or your little quotation.